Hello, my dear shining stars. How are you all? I hope you all are doing really very well. So, in our today's class, we are going to see our chapter number 11. And the name of this chapter is Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. My dear students, I am really feeling very proud at this moment because I'm going to teach you this chapter. Because this chapter is all about the first Field Marshal of our Indian Army, Sam Manekshaw. Okay, I hope you all know who was Sam Manekshaw. Okay, he was the hero of Indo-Pakistan War, which was fought between India and Pakistan in 1971. Okay, due to the efforts of Sam Manekshaw, a new country created called as Bangladesh. Okay, so my dear students, are you ready to study about the hero of Indian Army, Sam Manekshaw? Come with me and let's see the chapter. Field Marshal Manekshaw's exemplary leadership, honesty, and commitment to preparedness were instrumental in India's victory in the 1971 war. Yes, it is very, very, very true lines about Field Marshal Manekshaw. See, Field Marshal Manekshaw was an extraordinary person. Okay, he has a very great vision of leadership. Okay, that's why he was considered as the hero of in 1971 war. Okay, his ability to assess the situation realistically, make tough decisions, and prioritize the well-being of his troops and the nation exemplifies the qualities of a great leader. Yes, okay. Mr. Manekshaw has a very good ability, okay, to understand the situation in its real sense. Okay, that's why he was able to make tough decisions. Okay, he never stepped back. He never stepped back before taking any kind of tough decision, which was very good for our own country, India. Okay, my dear students, I hope you all have seen the movie which is based on Sam Manekshaw, and here Vicky Kaushal played the role of Sam Manekshaw. Okay, if you have never watched that movie, just go and watch. Okay, now New Delhi, 3rd April. New Delhi, 3rd April. Today, Sam Bahadur would have turned 109 years. Okay, see, on 3rd April, Sam Manekshaw birthday come. Okay, so on 3rd April, okay, Sam Manekshaw or Sam Bahadur turned 109. Actually, Sam Bahadur was given a name for him. Okay, was given a name when he won the war of 1971. Okay. A soldier the nations loves to love and the enemy loves to hate. But both respect and salute Field Marshal Shamsherji, Hormuzji, Framji, Jamshedji, Manekshaw. Yes, this is a original name of Mr. Manekshaw. Okay, what was the name of Mr. Manekshaw? He was a Parsi. Okay, he was a Parsi. That's why his name was Field Marshal Shamsherji, Hormuzji, Framji, Jamshedji Manekshaw. Okay, MC, the Indian military leader who was the first Indian army officer to be promoted to the 5-star rank of Field Marshal. Now, my dear student, what is the meaning of Field Marshal? Okay, Field Marshal means, okay, only officer in Indian army, okay, who was adored, okay, or who was awarded with 5 stars. Okay, he was only officer, or after him only one officer got the rank of Field Marshal. It means in our country India only 2 field marshals are known. Okay, now he distinguished military career spanned 4 decades and 5 wars, beginning with service in the British Indian Army in World War II. Okay, so when Manekshaw got recognition, okay, when Indian Army, former known as British Indian Army. Before independence, our Indian Army is known as British Indian Army. Why it was known as British Indian Army? Because we are under the Britishers' rule. That's why our Indian Army is known as British Indian Army. Okay, so when our Indian Army participated in World War II, okay, at that time Mr. Manekshaw got a worldwide recognition from India. Manekshaw rose to become the 8th Chief of Army Staff of the Indian Army in 1969, and under his command, Indian forces conducted victorious campaigns against Pakistan in the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971 that led in the liberation of Bangladesh in December 1971. Okay, so Manekshaw became the 8th chief of army staff. Okay, 8th chief means 8th chief of our Indian army in 1969. Okay, and under his leadership, our Indian army fought a war with Pakistan in 1971, which led to the formation of a new country called as Bangladesh. The most popular and respected Indian general, he never minced words, and one can never forget his quote: "A yes man is a dangerous man." You know what, my dear student? Sam Manekshaw was really a very respected Indian general. He was a really, really respected Indian general, and you know what? He was very dangerous person also. Okay, because he never hesitated in taking any kind of tough decision. That's why such kind of person are considered as a dangerous person. Okay, so you can say, okay, here you can see a very famous quote about Sam Manekshaw, and what was that quote? Yes, man is a dangerous man. Okay. He is a monarch. He will go very far. He can become a minister, a secretary, or a field marshal, but he can never become a leader nor ever be respected. You know what, my dear student? There is a funda of life of Sam Manekshaw. Okay, he followed a mantra. You can say that he is a monarch. Monarch means sometimes you can call them. He was really a monarch person. Okay, because he was staunch. Okay, he was always stand firm on his decisions. Okay, it doesn't matter who is standing in front of him. It doesn't matter. Maybe the president of India, maybe the prime minister of India. Okay, and during this war, Indira Gandhi was prime minister of India. Okay, Indira Gandhi was prime minister at that time. Okay, so it doesn't matter who is standing in front of him. Okay, if he is saying no, it means no. He is not going to. He is not going to negotiate with his own values. Okay, that's why he is considered as a very tough man. Okay, as well as a very dangerous man. Okay, at that moment he can become the minister. At a moment he can become a field marshal. But you know what? He never accepted him as a leader of anyone. Okay, because he don't believe that I'm a leader. I'm the superior of all things. No. Okay, he will be used by his superiors, disliked by his colleagues, and despised by his subordinates. So discard the yes man. Okay, you know what? Okay, he is absolutely okay if my seniors are using me. Okay, he's absolutely okay if someone is hating me. He's absolutely okay. But he's not absolutely okay in saying no to anyone. If he is saying no, it means no from his side. Okay. Manekshaw was born in Amritsar, Punjab. Manekshaw was born in Amritsar, Punjab to Parsi parents Hormuzji Manekshaw, a doctor, and his wife Hirabai, Field Marshal Shamsherji Hormuzji Franji Jamshedji, who moved to Punjab from a small town of Valsad on the Gujarat coast. Okay, so Manekshaw was born in Amritsar, Punjab. Okay, to a Parsi parent. Okay, and the name of his father is Hormuzji Manekshaw. Okay, that's why in his name Hormuzji is added. Okay, so the name of father of Mr. Manekshaw was Hormuzji Manekshaw, and by profession Hormuzji was a doctor, and the mother's name of Manekshaw is Hirabai. Okay. So from Amritsar they moved to Valsad. Valsad is a area in Gujarat. Okay. So from Punjab they moved to Gujarat. After completing his schooling in Punjab and Sherwood College, Nainital, and achieving a distinction in the school certificate examination of the Cambridge board at the age of 15, he asked his father to send him to London to become a gynecologist. Okay, you know what? You can see Mr. Manekshaw was a student of Cambridge board. Okay, so first of all, Mr. Manekshaw completed his schooling in Punjab, and after he completed his school from Nainital's College, Sherwood. Okay, and he achieved a distinction marks. Okay, he achieved a distinction marks in Cambridge from Cambridge board. Okay, and further he asked his father that his father sent him to London to become a gynecologist. Okay, when his father refused to send him until he was older in an act of rebellion, Manekshaw took the entrance examination for enrollment in the Indian Military Academy IMA at Dehradun. Okay, so when his father refused that, Sam, you are only 15 years old, and that's why I'm not going to send you to London to become a gynecologist. Okay, at that time, Mr. Manekshaw enrolled himself in the Indian Military Academy, which is located at Dehradun, Uttarakhand. He was successful and a result became part of the first intake of 40 cadets on 1st October 1932. Okay, so when he appeared in the examination of Indian Military Academy, okay, he got an admission in the 40 cadets on 1st October 1932. He graduated from the IMA on 4th February 1934 and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the British Indian Army, which later became the Indian Army after independence. Okay, and he graduated from Indian Military Academy from 4th February 1934. Okay, and he got a rank of second lieutenant general. Okay, he got a rank of second lieutenant general in British Indian Army. Okay, British Indian Army, and after independence we call them Indian Army. Field Marshal Shamsherji Hormuzji Framji, after taking over as Chief of Army Staff at a function on 8th June 1969 to mark the centenary of Sherwood College, Manekshaw recalled that his years at the college had prepared him for war, as they had taught him to live alone and independently, to fight without relent, tolerate hunger for longer periods, and to hate his enemy. Okay, so on 8th June 1969, when Sherwood College Nainital was celebrating its centenary year, okay, they called Field Marshal Sam Bahadur, or called Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, as his chief guest. Okay, so while giving his lecture at Sherwood College, Sam Manekshaw recalled his college time. Okay, recalled his college time and said, while studying at this college, I'm independent. Okay, I used to live independent and I used to live alone. Okay, that's why that period of time prepared me. Okay, prepared me for fighting any kind of war. Okay, and it also prepared me to suppress my hunger for longer duration of time, and it also created a kind of hatred in my heart towards my enemies. On commencing, as per the practice of that time, Manekshaw was first attached to the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Field Marshal Shamsherji Hormuzji Framji Scots, a British battalion, and then later posted on the 4th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force Regiment, commonly known as the 54th Sikh. Okay, so you can see, my dear student, during his entire journey in this battalion, Sam Manekshaw was posted. Okay, first of all, he was posted in 2nd Battalion. Then after, he was posted as a Royal Field Marshal. Okay, Royal Field Marshal in British Battalion. Okay, and later he got a promotion in 4th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force Regiment, which we commonly called as Sikh Regiment or 54th Sikh Regiment. Okay, during World War II, and then Captain Manekshaw saw action in Burma in the 1942 campaign on the Sitong River with the 4x12 Frontier Force Regiment, and had the rare distinction of being honored for his bravery on the battlefield. Okay, so when, my dear student, it was a time of World War II. Okay, when the whole world is divided between two parts. Okay, one part is supporting United States of America, and the another part is supporting the USSR, means Soviet Union, or former, and right now we call them as a Russia. Okay, so when the whole world is divided between America and Russia, and they're engaged in World War II. Okay, Captain Manekshaw at that time saw that some kind of action is performing in Burma. Burma means Myanmar. Okay, in 1942 on the bank of river Satong. Okay, he immediately saw that action, and from this period, his era begins. Somehow we call them. Okay, now Manekshaw attended the 8th Staff Course at Command and Staff College, Quetta, from 23rd August to 22nd December 1943. Okay, so Manekshaw also attended the 8th Staff Course. Okay, so Manekshaw also attended course of 8th Staff. Okay, from where? Command and Staff College. It is located in Quetta. Okay, And the period and the duration of his attending this course is from 23rd of August to 22nd December 1943. He was then posted as a brigade major of the Razmak Brigade, serving in that post until 22nd October 1944, when he was sent to join the 9th Battalion, 12th Frontier Force Regiment in Burma as part of General William Slim's 14th Army. Okay, so my dear student, further Manekshaw was posted. Okay, further Manekshaw was posted in the rank of brigadier. Okay, in Razmak Brigade. Okay, in Razmak Brigade he got a brigadier post. Okay, and after that he gave his service till 22nd October 1944. Okay, and after that he joined 9th Battalion, and after joining 9th Battalion he also gave his service in 12th Battalion Forces Regiment presented in Myanmar or Burma. Okay, okay, now towards the end of World War II, Manekshaw was sent to serve on General Daisy's staff in Indochina, where after the Japanese surrender, he held a repatriate over 10,000 former prisoners of war, POW. He then went on 6-month lecture tour to Australia in 1946, and after his return was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, serving as a first grade staff officer in the Military Operations Directorate. Okay, so you can see when World War II was going to end. Okay, at that time Manekshaw was sent. Okay, at that time Manekshaw was sent by army for serving General Daisy's staff. Okay, and General Daisy's staff was present at that time in Indochina border. Okay, here my dear student, here Manekshaw saw that Japanese forces are surrendering. Okay, and 10,000, near about 10,000 Japanese people are surrendering as a result of prisoners of war. Okay, and after this Sam Manekshaw also went to Australia in 1946 to give his 6-month lecture. Okay, now and when he returned, after 6 months from Australia, he got a rank of lieutenant in Indian Army as serving as the first grade staff officer in Military Operation Directorate under Indian Army. He got the first place, or he was a first grade staff officer in Indian Army portion or part of an Indian Army called as Military Operations Directorate. Okay, so you can see my dear student, in this way, Sam Manekshaw also contributed a lot his services during the World War II. Now, most remembered Indian soldier upon the partition of India in 1947, his parent unit 12th Frontier Force Regiment became part of Pakistan Army, rechristened Frontier Force Regiment, and so Manekshaw was reassigned to the 16th Punjab Regiment before being posted to the 3rd Battalion, 5th Gorkha Rifles, which he was detailed to command. Okay, my dear students, see, when in 1947 our India divided. Okay, our India got independent and it divided into 2 parts. Okay, one part called as Pakistan. Okay, means a new country created called Pakistan, and our country India. Okay, at that time, my dear student, before partition, Manekshaw was contributing his services in 12th Frontier Force Regiment. Okay, and after partition, this 12th Force this 12th Frontier Force Regiment became the part of Pakistan Army. Okay, after the partition, the Force Regiment where Manekshaw was serving his duty, it became the part of Pakistan Army. Okay, after partition, Manekshaw again reassigned to the 16th Punjab Regiment. Okay, earlier Manekshaw was giving his service in 12th Frontier Force Regiment. Okay, but after partition it became the part of Pakistan Army. That's why Manekshaw again reposted in 16th Punjab Regiment. Okay, and after that he was also posted in the 3rd Battalion. Okay, he also got a chance to give his service in Gorkha Rifles, 5th Gorkha Rifles. I hope you all know Who is Gorkha Rifles? Okay, Gorkha Rifles Battalion is known for their courage and bravery. Okay, here mainly two nations serve their services. Okay, Gorkha Rifle contains the persons from Nepal and persons from Himachal Pradesh from India. Okay, so they formed a Gorkha Rifle Regiment. Okay, now the tumultuous events of partition required Manekshaw's retention in army headquarters as a lieutenant colonel in the military operations directorate. Though and because of this, he subsequently missed his chance to command an infantry battalion as he was later promoted to brigadier, becoming the first Indian director of military operations. Okay, so at the time of partition, Manekshaw, okay, the service of Manekshaw was urgently needed, okay, and later Manekshaw was also got promoted to the post of brigadier, okay, to the post of brigadier in Indian Army, and Manekshaw become the first Indian brigadier to the part of Indian Director of Military Operations, okay. The appointment of Director of Military Operations was upgraded first to Major General and later to Lieutenant General and is now termed Director General Military Operations, DGMO. You all have heard the name of DGMO. So the full form of DGMO is Director General Military Operations. Okay, so you can see, my dear student, in what way, okay, by following these steps, Manekshaw was promoted to the part of to become a part of DGMO. Okay. Now, while handling the issues relating to Pakistan in 1947, Manekshaw demonstrated his acumen for planning and administration, and later was able to put his battle skills to use during operations in Jammu and Kashmir in 1947 to 48. Okay, so this is the era of this is the time of partition of India. Okay, at one hand, okay, at one side India is India was getting his independence, okay, and on the other on the other hand side, India was also fighting a battle. You all know, my dear student, because you all are the class 8 student, you all know in India many princely states are available at that time. Okay, princely state means these states are ruled by princes or kings. Jammu and Kashmir was also a princely state at that time. Okay, Jammu and Kashmir was ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh. Okay, the ruler of Jammu and Kashmir is Maharaja Hari Singh. Maharaja Hari Singh signed a treaty. Okay, signed a treaty in 1947 after the independence of India, and at that time Jammu and Kashmir became the state of India. Now Jammu and Kashmir is not a state; it is a union territory. Okay, so you can see Mr. Manekshaw was handling, okay, Manekshaw was handling the war with Pakistan, okay, problems with Pakistan, as well as on the other hand side, he was also dealing with the problem of Jammu and Kashmir, okay. After commanding an infantry brigade, he was posted to the infantry school at Mahau as a school's commandant, and also became the colonel of 8th Gorkha Rifles, which became his new regiment, since his original parent regiment, the 12th Frontier Force Regiment, had become part of the new Pakistan Army at partition and 61st Cavalry. Okay, so after this, Manekshaw was posted in infantry school which was located at Mahau, and after that he also became a part of 8th Gorkha Rifles. Okay, and later on Manekshaw was posted in 12th Frontier Force Regiment, and he also become a part of 61st Cavalry. Now, what is the meaning of this 61st Cavalry? Now, what is the meaning of cavalry? My dear students, you all have seen during Independence Day parade and during Republic Day parade, a separate community comes sitting on horses. Okay, they wear a really very royal dresses. Okay, you can see. Okay, so that forces which come during the Independence Day and Republic Day sitting on horses, that are called as cavalry. Okay, Manekshaw then commanded a division in Jammu and Kashmir. A stint at the Defence Services Staff College followed, where he served as the commandant. Okay, so Manekshaw also gave his services in Jammu and Kashmir area, and after that he also served in Defence Services Staff College. Okay, here he was a commandant. It was here that his outspoken frankness got him into trouble with the then defense minister V.K. Krishna Menon. Okay, my dear student, here you can see when Mr. Manekshaw was commandant at the Defense Services Staff College, okay, in this Defense Services Staff College, Manekshaw once caught with the argument, having an argument with, at that time, Defense Minister of India named as V.K. Krishna Menon. Okay, and why Manekshaw engaged in an argument with Mr. Krishna Menon, who was a defense minister at that time? Because Mr. Manekshaw was really frank. I already told you in the starting of this chapter that Manekshaw was really a very bold personality. Okay, he stands firm on his decision. If he is saying no, it means no. If he is saying yes, it means yes. Okay, that's why he engaged. Okay, that's why he engaged in an argument with, at that time, at that defense minister of India named as V.K. Krishna Menon. Okay, a court of inquiry was ordered against him. Okay, and due to this argument, immediately a court of inquiry was ordered against Mr. Manekshaw. The court presided over by the then Western Army commander Lieutenant General Daulat Singh exonerated Manekshaw. Okay, and now who was handling this case? Okay, this case was handled by Lieutenant General Daulat Singh. Okay, and after some time, Lieutenant General Daulat Singh gave a clean sheet to Mr. Manekshaw. Before a formal no case could be announced, war with China broke out. But you know what? Unfortunately, at that time, India-China war started. Manekshaw was then promoted to Lieutenant General and moved to Tezpur to take over IV Corps as its GOC. Okay, so Manekshaw was sent at Tezpur. Tezpur is located in Assam, a North Indian state. Okay, and he was to take the charge of 4th Corps as its GOC. Okay, so when the war between India and China was fought, unfortunately our country India defeated. It was really very unfortunate, and whole northeastern part was engaged in this war. Okay, now a year later Manekshaw was promoted as army commander and took over the western command. Okay, and after the war, after a year, Manekshaw was promoted as a commander of Indian Army and he took the charge of Western Command. In 1964, he moved from Shimla to Calcutta as the GOC in C of the Eastern Army. Okay, in 1964, Sam Bahadur moved from Shimla to Calcutta. Calcutta means Kolkata right now. Okay, but why? For which post? Okay, for which post he has to move from Shimla to Calcutta as an GOC in C in the Eastern Army. Okay, as GOC in C Eastern Command, he successfully responded to an insurgency in Nagaland, for which he was later awarded the Padma Bhushan in 1968. Okay, my dear student, Manekshaw was really a very brave army man. Okay, that's why any time of emergency, okay, whenever India saw an emergency situation in any state of India, okay, Sam Bahadur always stood in the front of that emergency. You can see when India fought China in 1971, Sam Bahadur led that war. Okay, when India fought with China, again Sam Bahadur came. Okay, and when in our northeastern state, a very beautiful state, Nagaland. Okay, when Nagaland was facing the situation of emergency, again Sam Bahadur, Mr. Manekshaw, went there and solved that problem. That's why, okay, that's why his contribution in Nagaland, okay, that's why for maintaining a peace in Nagaland, Sam Manekshaw was awarded Padma Bhushan in 1968. Now, what is the meaning of Padma Bhushan? I hope you all know there are the 3 highest civilian awards in our country, India. First rank goes to Bharat Ratna. Okay, the second rank goes to Padma Vibhushan. Okay, and the third rank goes to Padma Bhushan. Okay, so Sam Bahadur was awarded with Padma Bhushan as well as Padma Vibhushan. Okay, on June 7, On 7th June 1969, Manekshaw became the 8th Chief of Army Staff when he succeeded General P.P. Kumaramangalam. As Chief of the Army Staff, he rendered yeoman service to the nation by forgiving the Indian Army into an efficient instrument of war. His years of military experience were soon put to the test as India decided to help the Mukti Bahini rebels against West Pakistani forces. Okay, so here you can see, my dear student, in 1969 on June 7th, Manekshaw was become the 8th Chief of Army Staff. Okay, and at that time, Mr. Manekshaw decided. Manekshaw means our country India decided. Okay, at that time, in our country India decided that they are going to help. Okay, that they are going to help a community called as Mukti Bahini. They are the rebellious group. Okay, they are fighting a rebellious war in the western Pakistan region. Okay, Field Marshal SHFG Manekshaw. Towards the end of April 1971, Indira Gandhi, who was the Prime Minister of India at that time, asked Manekshaw if he was ready to go to war with Pakistan. Okay, at that time, Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of our country, India. She asked to Mr. Manekshaw that he is ready to go to lead this war. Manekshaw refused, saying that his single armed division and 2 infantry divisions were deployed elsewhere, that only 13 of his 189 tanks were fit to fight, and that they would be competing for rail carriage with the grain harvest at that point of time. Okay, so when Indira Gandhi asked to Mr. Manekshaw that you are ready to fight this war, Manekshaw said, no, I'm not ready because my 2 infantry divisions and my single armed divisions are engaged in some other fields. Okay, that's why and out of my 189 army tanks right now, I only have 13 tanks. That's why I'm not prepared for this war. He also pointed out that the Himalayan passes would soon open up with the forthcoming monsoon in East Pakistan, which would result in heavy flooding. And further, he also said, that monsoon season is upcoming, and due to which Eastern Pakistan region is going to see a situation of heavy flooding. When Indira Gandhi asked the cabinet to leave the room and the chief to stay, he offered to resign. Okay, and after saying this, Indira Gandhi asked his whole cabinet ministry to leave that room, but he asked to Sam Bahadur to stay with her in that room. She declined to accept it, but okay. She decided to decline. Declined to accept it, but sought his advice. He then said he could guarantee victory if she would allow him to prepare for the conflict on his terms and set a date for it. These were acceded to by the Prime Minister. Okay, so when each person of cabinet ministry leave that room, Indira Gandhi refused to accept that Sam Bahadur was not ready to fight this war. Okay, so immediately she asked his advice. Okay, so Field Marshal Manekshaw said, yes, I'm giving you a guarantee that we are going to taste the victory taste in this upcoming war with Pakistan, but you have to accept my demand. Okay, I'm going to fight this war on my own terms and conditions. Okay, you have to accept this my demand. Okay, so immediately at that time, the Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, accepted his terms and conditions. Okay, and now here comes our real hero, Sam Bahadur. Okay, now see, when the Indian army finally went to war in December that year under Manekshaw's leadership, it proved victorious against the Pakistan army. Okay, so here you can see, under the leadership of Mr. Manekshaw, our Indian army fought a war with Pakistan, and ultimately our country India got our country India's Indian army got victory. The war, lasting under a fortnight, saw more than 90,000 Pakistani soldiers personally taken as prisoners of war, and it ended with the unconditional surrender of Pakistan's eastern half, resulting in the birth of Bangladesh as a new nation. My dear student, why this war was really very special war? Because if I'm not wrong, India is among one of the few nations, okay, who surrendered in front of him more than 90,000 persons. Okay, so here you can see what a courage of our army. Here you are going to see what a courage, how courageous our Indian army, how brave our Indian army. Okay, They surrendered more than 90,000 Pakistani soldiers in front of them. Okay, they signed a treaty. Okay, they signed a treaty, and by signing that document, it created a new country called as Bangladesh. Okay, and Bangladesh is nothing but it's the eastern part of Pakistan. Okay. Now, when the Prime Minister asked him to go to Dhaka and accept the surrender of Pakistani forces, Manekshaw declined magnanimously, saying that the honor should go to his army commander in the east, Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora. Okay, so when India got victory against Pakistan, immediately Indira Gandhi asked to Manekshaw that he should go and should take the honor of his victory, but in a very polite way. See, magnanimously means polite or in a kind or gentle way. Okay, so in a very gentle or in a kind way, Manekshaw refused that. No, in place of him, the real owner of this award is, or this honor is, he is not. Okay, but the real owner, uh, the real owner of this honor is Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora. Okay, for his distinguished services to the country, the President of India awarded Manekshaw a Padma Vibhushan in 1972 and conferred upon him the rank of Field Marshal of 1st January 1973. So here you can see, after getting Padma Bhushan, Mr. Manekshaw also awarded with Padma Vibhushan in 1972, and he got a rank of 1st Field Marshal of Indian Army. He became one of only 2 army generals of independent India to be awarded this prestigious rank, the other being Kodandera Madappa Kariyappa, who was awarded in 1986. My dear student, always remember, Mr. Manekshaw was the first Field Marshal of our country, India. Independent India. Okay, here we are talking about independent India, means after 1947. Okay, so in our country, India, right now we have only 2 field marshals. I already told you. Okay, first was Field Marshal Manekshaw, and second was Field Marshal Kariyappa. Okay, and Field Marshal Kariyappa got the rank of Field Marshal in 1986. Okay, so only these 2 are Field Marshal of our country, India. Manekshaw retired from active services at fortnight later on 15 January 1973 after a career of nearly 4 decades, and settled down with his wife Sillu in Coonoor, the civilian town next to Wellington Military Cantonment, where he had served as commandant of the Defence Services Staff College at an earlier time in his career. Okay, so Mr. Manekshaw got retired in 1973 and he got settled with his wife in Coonoor in Tamil Nadu. Okay, and Coonoor. Okay, now popular with Gorkha soldiers, Nepal feted Manekshaw as an honorary general of the Nepalese army in 1972. Field Marshal Manekshaw was not only honored in India as well as Nepal, but the country of Nepal also awarded him a very prestigious award called as given by Nepalese army. Okay, given by Nepalese army in 1972. Manekshaw died at the military hospital in Wellington, Tamil Nadu on 12:30 hour 27th June 2008 at the age of 94. Okay, so on 27th June 2008 at the age of 94, Manekshaw died. Since then, 16 December is celebrated each year as Vijay Divas in memory of the victory achieved under Manekshaw leadership in 1971. In leadership in 1971. Okay, so every year 16th December, okay, every year 16th December is celebrated as Vijay Divas. Okay, in the memory of Mr. Manekshaw. Okay, so, through which bravery Manekshaw fought the war of 1971. So 16th December is totally dedicated to the war of 1971. A postage stamp depicting Manekshaw in his Field Marshal's uniform was released by President Pratibha Patil. Okay, so also a postage stamp was also dedicated to Mr. Manekshaw in his Field Marshal costume. Okay, and this postage stamp was released by first woman president of India, Mrs. Pratibha Patil. Okay, so this is all about Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw. This article is taken by newspaper agency. Okay, so this is all about our Field Marshal Manekshaw. Now come with me, my dear student, and let's see the word meanings which we have seen in this chapter. Sumptuously, in a luxurious or extravagant manner with great expense and opulence. Okay, in a very luxurious way. Tapestry, a fabric woven with intricate designs often used for wall hangings or upholstery. Tapestry means it's a fabric, okay, which is used to decorate our homes. Armorial, relating to coats of arms or heraldry, which involves the design and arrangement of symbols on shield or escutcheon. Okay, armorial means a coat of arms. Okay, a coat of arms or heraldry. Okay, it involves the designs. Okay, it involves the designs or arrangements. Means here you can see many symbols are designed. Arabesque, elaborate and intricate patterns or designs often characterized by flowing lines and floral motifs. Okay, arabesque means here you can see many designs which is present in the floral form. Vignette, a brief evocative description or illustration often focusing on a single aspect or moment. Okay, now Austere, severe, strict in manner, attitude or appearance devoid of luxury or excessive ornamentation. Austere means very strict in nature. Reverie, a state of daydreaming or deep thought, a pleasant, absorbed state of mind. Reverie means whenever you are daydreaming. Okay. Pallet, a narrow, hard bed or mattress is typically made of a straw or a similar material. Pallet means a hard bed. Okay. Dispelled, to make a doubt, feeling or belief disappear or go away, to remove or dispel. Dispelled means whenever you are creating any doubt. Okay. Impulsive, acting or done without forethought or careful consideration. Spontaneous. Impulsive means you take a decision without thinking. Appalled, filled with horror, shock or dismay. Greatly disturbed or horrified. Appalled means full of horror or full of shock. Ardor, intense and passionate feeling or enthusiasm, fervor. Ardor means very passionate. Entranced, filled with wonder or delicate to the point of being captivated or absorbed. Exonerated, officially declared not guilty of crime or wrongdoing, absolved of blame or responsibility. Exonerated means whenever you are free from any kind of crime or any kind of guilt, you declared. Yeoman, a vigilant, dependable worker or servant, someone who performs their duty with skills and dedication. Yeoman means a person who performs his duty with very much dedication. Magnanimously, in a generous and forgiving manner, showing nobility of a spirit. Magnanimously means kind and gentle way. Fortnight, a period of 2 weeks. Fortweek means a period or time of 2 weeks. Unconditional, without any conditions or limitations, absolute and complete. Opulence, great wealth or luxuriousness, a display of affluence and abundance. Escutcheon, a shield or emblem bearing a coat of arms. Okay, here you are going to see a emblem picture is depicted. Ornamentation, the act or process of decorating or embellishing something, often with elaborate details. Now the last, heraldry, the system of designing and displaying coats of arms and other armorial bearings. Okay, my dear students, so this is all about this chapter. Okay, now what you have to do, my dear student, just go through this chapter and try to read this chapter, because this chapter is really very good. Okay, and that's why I'm feeling very proud to teach you this chapter. Okay, now what you have to do, just go thoroughly through this chapter and try to complete all the exercise based on this chapter. Now I'm taking leave and going to meet with you all in our next class with a new chapter or with a new poem, or maybe with a new drama or play. Till then, my dear students, you have to take very good care of yourself. Bye.